I call the member for Chiffley.
Thanks, Deputy Chair. I rise in support of the resolution. At the outset, I think we all recognise, while we might have different opinions, these resolutions are extraordinarily hard. They're hard on two counts. One is, of themselves, dealing with the matters at their heart are very tough because of what has been felt and experienced by people, particularly in Sri Lanka. And I guess the other element that makes this difficult is for Australians broadly to appreciate, in a climate that we have savoured and long protect, one of peace, it is difficult for us to reconcile in our own minds those events that happen in other parts of the globe that we would never imagine and would never want to visit us here in this nation. However, they do, and Australia has played a role in times past, a very productive role, in being able to be promoters of peace, not just by word but by deed. And I think principally of our role in helping, for example, in our region, Cambodia, at the tail end of its time, where it had terrible things occur within its boundaries, we were able to play a very important role in bringing peace there. And we should be looking to do likewise, using our role here in being able to achieve that, because Australia's got a lot to be proud of when you look at the fact that we've been able to become home after World War II to 7 million new citizens, some of which have been drawn from parts of the world that have been bedevilled by conflict, and been able to make a country that others look to and aspire to in terms of being able to create much more harmonious relationships within borders. And while some may not necessarily agree that we should involve ourselves in these matters, I think, as I've said, that there is an importance to do so. And for me, having a community that is built up largely of people of a Tamil background who I'm proud to call friend, I also have a lot of Sinhalese who likewise feel very strongly as well. There have been, as has been acknowledged, terrible acts that have been committed in Sri Lanka, and while that has occurred through the path of this conflict over many years, I think a lot of people recognise that Tamils bore a huge load of pain at the tail end of the conflict in 2009. And while there are a lot of divisions that have held back Sri Lanka from being what it could be as a nation, I think the unity that does exist, or the common ground, is people recognise that for those on either side who strayed beyond the boundaries of what would be considered humanity, that those people should feel that an arm of justice reaches those people and that they're held accountable for terrible acts. And that is what needs to happen. We cannot see Sri Lanka be the country it can be, and we cannot find a way to combine the ambitions of both Sinhalese and Tamils without finding a way to hold accountable those who went beyond what would be considered the humane. And that is why we've had the UN focus in many ways to try and encourage that justice to occur. Justice should not be viewed as a vehicle for vengeance, because it will ultimately fail if it's that. But justice is important, as I said, if we want to combine the ambitions of the Sinhalese and the Tamil to build something that all Sri Lankans can be proud of in terms of that country. And so we've had, in 2012 and 2013, Australia support Human Rights Council resolutions that have urged the government of Sri Lanka to adopt findings of and the recommendations of the Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission, principally highlighting the need to credibly investigate allegations of extrajudicial killings and disappearances, calling for demilitarisation of the north, and finding ways to resolve, amongst other things, land disputes. These things are critical if we are to see people be able to concretely join to ensure that Sri Lanka can move ahead and prosper. If there are elements of doubt about what has occurred and those ill feelings that exist and continue to exist amongst both sides, but particularly those terrible things that were visited upon Tamils, Sri Lanka cannot conceivably believe that through, for example, improvements to physical infrastructure alone, that this will bring people together. What will bring people together is being able to have a sense that those that committed wrong have been brought to justice, an acknowledgement of that hurt, and a commitment to work together to ensure that Sri Lanka can move forward concretely.